Howdy, everybody, or anybody who's here. I don't. We have no one here right now, so don't mind me. I am just transforming Clamp down here. I like this guy. Like this mold a lot. Very fun mold. My lights in shot here. Let's just do a little zhuzhing the stuff up here a bit. No one's here, but I'll go ahead and say a couple things. We're waiting for a friend to show up. Hopefully, have a little extra viewpoint in here today. Hopefully, somebody will show up. Let's see. Something like that. Yeah. Clamp down's cool. If you haven't gotten this mold, highly recommend it. It's a fun little mold. So yeah, we were waiting for my buddy Will to show up. He should be here maybe in about 15 minutes. Apparently, there are two places with my same address. So, oh, yeah, I decided to finally get Clamp down back out because I got burnout and road rocket. Finally found them one because I'm pointing over here because that's where my transformer shelf is at the moment. So I finally got those two, and just haven't had time to dig out Clamp down yet. So got him. Going to stick him up here with him and dig out that blur as well. He's in the closet somewhere over there, which spinning around. It's over there. That's my closet where I have things that are still in the box and all of my boxes and stuff. That's my door with some stuff my son, my youngest son, has painted. So fun times. Pardon me. I'm gonna go stick this on the shelf real fast. What's this guy's name again? I've had a sinus infection for 2 weeks now. My brain doesn't work. I've been trying to think of this guy's name all day, and I can't think of this. Like I'm totally blanked out, and I just haven't gone and dug for the box. So yeah, it's ah, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hold on, the computer's trying to tell me to do updates or whatever. What's this guy's name? He's a trigger con. Can't remember his flipping name right now. It's gonna drive me nuts. Uh, and I don't want to change the string just to do some Googling. I'll set him over to the side here. Something that I recently actually unboxed, I've had for a while, just getting unboxed because I had a ransack. But I finally unboxed my kickback. And man, I really love this. I don't know, I just passed on them for a long time because there was a million of them at Walmart. Kept waiting on them to clear, go on clearance, and then I finally just bought them on the Hasbro warehouse sale. Man, I'm glad I did. I like this a lot. I like the color scheme. I think I like Ransack in his bug mode better, but I like Kickback in the spot mode. This thing is super sick, and I think my buddy's going to be bringing over his shrapnel for me to take a look at because I'm really excited to look at that. So I'm going to set that over to the side. I also picked him up the Sparkless Seeker at Ross the other day for like $16. So y'all go out hit your Rosses. Hit your Rosses in Walmart's clearance aisles. I think they're kind of waning down. Though I did pick up Wolfang for $15 the other day at a local store. I'll probably keep waiting for him to clear as well. But I mean, he was $25. I'm going to pay $25 for this guy, but he's pretty cool. I never had the original. From everything I hear, this is a great mold and still really great today. Kind of like I love the old Beast Wars in Inferno mold. Love that figure, super great. So yeah, y'all check your clearance aisles because these things are floating around there, as well as there's still some pterosaurs. I picked one up for $11. I think they're like maybe $9 or something now. And then if you're a Star Wars fan, they had these at Christmas, like a weird limited 40th or 50th edition release of these animated Clone Wars Black Series size figures. So here's Grievous for $15, and he was like $27. So I actually already had one of these, but I mean, heck, for $15, I wasn't going to pass them up. That's pretty cool. You know, I'll give them away, have them to give to someone. Maybe it's I find a Star Wars fan or something on here who likes stuff. We'll do another giveaway. Still haven't done my giveaway yet. Still haven't hit 500 subscribers, so waiting on that. Just a little bit of light here. Thank y'all for being patient with me with getting stuff set up. Only the second live stream, so you know, working out the kinks. Need to get a microphone, those little pin-on microphones. Maybe a better webcam. I think the computer does okay for now. It's good to have lighting though. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, if you folks have any questions, comments, thoughts, put them in the chat. I love to hear feedback. I love to hear comments. I love to hear what everyone's excited about. What's something you guys have picked up recently that you're stoked on, or something you picked up recently that you weren't as excited about once you got it? I have one of those right now. It's I'll probably do a review of him later. But I've got one that I was like really excited about when it was announced, and then I got it. I'm like, I think the hype inside my head didn't live up to what came out of the package. But we'll give this a few more minutes. Said I'm waiting on a Will to pop up. He should be over here in a minute. Give us a second share, and then we'll get into opening up something back here. So pretty much the votes led to this guy in the mystery box here. I've been hanging on to that mystery box for about 3 weeks now. I really want to open it. So I mean, I know what it is, of course. I just haven't opened it because I wanted to share it with people on here who may want to take a look at it. So been saving it. So I'm really glad that you folks wanted to take a look at that. If you like Grimlock, this little this new age Grimlock here, this dude's pretty awesome. Love this a lot. Aside from the inside of the legs, it's actually one of my earlier reviews. I just remember that. So yeah, they've come out with a fourth party version of this guy now. So it's Mike Toys or Make Toys, and he comes with a lot of extra stuff. He actually comes with a flaming sword, and he comes with a regular sword, the apron and the tray and all that kind of stuff. And it's actually about half the price of this, from what I hear, and still a pretty great figure. Which I love this thing. It's got metal in the feet here. It's got a really sick ab crunch. Little new age Grimlock here. He's awesome. It's if you buy anything like this, I highly recommend doing it from Shozi. I think I've heard Robot Kingdom is good. I've never tried those guys out before. Von Busby, pretty good from there. Von Busby and Shozi are about the same price. Shozi doesn't charge shipping, and it's about $10 more than Von Busby. Von Busby is usually like $10 cheaper, but they charge you usually about $10 shipping. So kind of pick your poison there. But for third-party things like this, I saw this at BotCon. It's like $120 or something, and I bought it for like $59 from Shozi. So yeah, not sponsored by Shozi. Shozi, if you're listening, sponsor me. I will talk about things if you give them to me. I will talk about things at length if you will give them to me. So, but yeah, it's and I've always had a good experience there. I actually had something broken from Shozi, and it took a little while, but I got it straightened out. They gave me some points, and they did what they could. So pretty good customer service there. So let's see. Yeah, we can do the mystery box first. And are you saying that you'd like to get the Grimlock? If you do, it's said he's good. Get the fourth party version if you want to. It's on AliExpress for like $30. I know Ali can be kind of iffy. You got to find a good seller for those guys, but maybe worth trying. Pardon me, I'm going to take a peek out the window and see if our guest is here yet. Not just yet. All right. I feel like I should be saying something. There's four people here just staring at me, just staring back at them. So these live streams will get a little bit better as I do a few more. Maybe I'll get some. Maybe I'll have some actual topics. One topic we'll talk about is the. I know it's a week or two old now, but Rise of the Beast trailer. Um, what do y'all think about it? Um, I'm I was kind of skeptical at first. I wasn't sure. Everything looked kind of like just kind of gray, blendy, indy blobs. Uh, the robot designs still aren't my favorite necessarily because the beast still can kind of blend together. But you know, got a little more hype with that second trailer. Um, I'm on the fence about being glad that they went ahead and showed us Unicron because I'm kind of like, oh man, that'd have been so cool just to see that in the theater, just to like all of a sudden we see Unicron. And it's like, whoa, it's a big moment. But I get that. Maybe that's to draw people in. And there's going to be some people still who don't know what that is. But for us fans, it's kind of, kind of wish they'd have just saved that as a little, as a little surprise for us. Um, the part at the end of the trailer where Mirage throws Noah the little thing and it goes on his hand and kind of starts going down. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So that's going to be an exosuit. When I first saw it, because it's so fast, and then it cuts from that to Bumblebee skidding around, and I was like, oh. So earlier in the trailer, we see Bumblebee get stabbed through with a knife. Thought maybe that killed him, and then this was going to be a suit that Mirage gave to him, and like he became kind of like a transtector or something, kind of going towards like maybe headmasters or something like that. But if you watch the trailer, I've watched it again. Very, very end, it's like literally a millisecond. If you freeze at the very end, you can see a little exosuit guy hanging on there, and that's what it is. So it's an exosuit, and it's an exosuit. So that's pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the Optimus design. It's got a little bit of that mashup of the the Bay movies and then the Night movie, the Night Bumblebee movie. Prime. It's kind of got that mashup of going on. I do like that they modeled Prime's face after Peter Cullen, so that's pretty cool. I mean, Peter's getting old, y'all. He's knocking 80, over 80 now. So if they keep that with the design of Optimus Prime, I think that's just a really cool way to honor him as the guy who brought Optimus Prime to life for us all those years ago. And just the characterization that he gave to Prime. He modeled him after like his brother, who was a Marine, and kind of this honoring kind of mentality he had, and strong but soft spoken kind of thing. It's really cool, and they really mischaracterized Prime, I think, a little bit in some of the Bayverse movies. He was definitely more like feral, like a little more angry, which but then in Transformers RID Prime cartoon, he was very like humble leader, all about taking care of his people, sacrificing himself for the greater good, speaking life into his fellow Autobots. Like, I love that. Like, I love that characterization of him. So, let's see. Oh, hey, Phoenix, how's it going, man? Exactly. That's what I just said. Um, oh, hey, Will. Y'all hold on just a minute. I'll go grab my special guest. We'll open up the 6 on the child box inside. Come on and grab a seat here. So I'll let you have the the chair with the back on it.
Master chair.
Yeah.
Oh,
What up, y'all?
hi.
Yeah, we're live. This is my buddy Will here. He just popped up. He brought me this fun little thing. So, got to look out for each other. And he brought us shrapnel to take a look at. So
Definitely.
I'm stoked to have a look at that. We're just having a quick discussion on the Rise of the Beast trailer.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your thoughts, opinions, likes, dislikes, all that?
I actually really like how the Autobots look.
Mhm.
I think everybody's looking really good.
I'm liking the Bumblebee design.
I like the Bumblebee design a lot. I like Mirage. I know a lot of people don't like that he's not.
He's not the Formula One car.
Yeah, he's not a Formula One, but
car,
also it would be weird to have a Formula One car.
Yeah.
It's like
because
it's like they've probably done that in the main movies. They would have just made him a Formula One car, but it's like and they would put a million ads on him. But
the thing is why I guess the question could be why did they go with Mirage instead of Jazz?
Yeah, but you gotta because they wanted to do the clones, the Mirage clones, and those are awesome. But I really liked what is it? What's the character? What's the human character's name? Noah. I liked his exosuit. Very Spike from the 1980s.
That's what I was just talking about. I was like, I thought that was going to be more like a Transtector thing, where he because it looks like Bumblebee gets killed at some point. Of course, the trailer's not necessarily in the order of the movie.
Yeah,
but
it might be the first 20 minutes for all we know.
Yeah, so I thought that maybe he kind of like jumped into Bumblebee, kind of headmastery, something like that was going on. But it's definitely an exosuit. It's just so fast, you can see it there at the end.
The real question is, does it transform?
Well, how weird is that going to be?
I did see a thing that it was a still from him, and someone compared it to a Pretender shell. It the design looks like very much like one of the Pretender shells. Yeah. And I thought that would be cool.
Yeah.
To have the only thing we've kind of got that's like a Pretender so far would be Laserbeak. He turned into that woman that tried to seduce Sam.
Oh no, that was a Pretender.
So it would be we could get I'd like to see more Pretenders. I think we could do, especially we could make them turn into monsters because we have beasts and stuff.
Yeah.
There's so many things they could do. They could do headmasters, and I would like to see headmasters maybe down the line.
I think they got to do something like pull everyone to grab everyone before we go down the road of headmasters, because that's a wide road to hoe, especially for people who are like, what's going on here? Well, I think if you throw someone right into all right, this robot's a head, or this guy's a robot's head, but
it'd be cool just to be okay. The Transformers have been here long enough that the government has made their own Transformers, but they're not dumb like they were in the Bay movies and just used Megatron's head for that. They just no, we're gonna put a person in it.
Yeah,
make it.
Well, that's going down the road of Transformers Prime and Silas. When he made the Nemesis there.
Yeah.
Did they call him Nemesis or Scourge in Prime? I can't remember, but he made a clone of Optimus and they thought and he was in it.
So, so I feel like they could do that eventually, just to have or even not even tell you, and then have him get cut open and a person falls out.
Yeah.
And that would be.
And then that's the reveal. It's whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, you're these aren't Decepticons. These are humans. Or even if you went. I'm hoping that eventually we get to the point where we can do not stuff on Earth.
Yeah.
Because we've done stuff on Earth over and over again, and it's there's so many planets that you can go to, and they do it in the comics all the time. It's you'll end up accidentally having a stowaway, any of the Wreckers comics. There's that little girl that's no, I'm coming along, and she's there, but it's we're on a completely different planet.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's what the Transformers 1 animated movie is going to be. I know they want that to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
And they want this to be a trilogy as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do. And, the biggest thing is, all four of you out there watching, let's everyone get out there and support the movie and watch it, whether it's great or not. Go see it, because we got to keep this alive and keep rolling for us. Because Hasbro's not going to make stuff if they don't make money. So
take G.I. Joe, for example.
No
one saw Snake Eyes and no one cared.
I haven't seen Snake Eyes. I keep wanting to see it, but I keep wanting to watch it but I've heard it's not great, and it's long, and I heard it's not great and it's long, so it's kind of
I listen to a podcast and they have a running joke that eventually.
You listen to the Weekly Planet.
I do listen to the Weekly Planet.
That's where my channel name came from. The Weekly Transformers.
Okay, perfect. Okay, then you've also listened to their
Snake Eyes is next week.
Snake Eyes.
Actually, that was last week. They said that.
Okay. Well, I found another weekly whacker to do, so that's pretty great.
That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. If you guys don't listen to the Weekly Planet, two Australian guys, Nick and James, it's it's good fun.
Yeah,
And
James and Mesa, they are a treat.
the running jokes are great. It's definitely definitely a lot of inside jokes go on, and it's
it's an easy to listen to podcast.
Very easy to listen to.
Not a dude bro podcast.
No, they're definitely not dude bros.
So
it's
they're very relaxed.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. We've had a couple. So we had Phoenix jump in, and we had a TF Life. How's it going, TF Life? I apologize. I haven't checked out your channel here in the last couple of weeks. Have you done anything new for reviews? So let me know. We're gonna jump in. Ooh, real quick. What is this guy's name?
Crankcase.
Crankcase.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of this dude's name a while ago when I was texting you from Target to let you know who they had. I've had a sinus infection for like 2 weeks.
It's foggy.
And my brain is not working. I'm living on pre-workout right now to have some caffeine. So, and I was thinking like crankshaft. No. I was like, no, clamp down. No, that's the other guy I put up there.
Crankshaft would be a good transformer.
It's a problem. There's not a crankshaft. It's a camshaft. Omnibot. I have the G1 somewhere floating around here.
There's also my favorite one is still. I want a Big Daddy. They did the little mini con, but I want like the big version. Like there's another transformer called Big Daddy who's not the little micro machine. What are they called?
Micromaster?
Were they Micromasters? The tiny, basically mini cons before mini cons.
Yeah, Micromasters.
Micromasters.
The ones that you could just fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
The ones that I had the most of when I was a kid because I was poor and I couldn't afford Transformers, so I had all the little tiny guys. But that was also their way of kind of like delving into that Hot Wheels micro machine territories, having these little pocket things. So when Glue came out with micro machines, which I was a micro machine fanatic when I was a kid, loved micro machines. I have some of those floating around. I actually found the code when they made the Transformers micro machines that had the Nemesis Prime in it, and found the specific code and bought that one thing just for that mold. So I was like, micro machine, this is cool. Anyway, so that was their way of like, oh, people like these micro machine things. So we're going to make little tiny Transformers too. So
and then because I grew up watching the Unicron show.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I just had mini cons, just piles of mini cons.
Yeah. So there's an age gap here between us. Like I was born in '83, like right before, right when G1 was knocking off.
Yeah.
So
you got G2. You got to have like G2 and Beast Wars.
Everyone, I mean G2. Yeah.
G2 is just G1, but in
G2 tried to G2, but it didn't G2 very well.
You got basically got shiny forms of all the original Transformers.
Which I do have Beachcomber and the shiny guy. So when they re-release that deluxe mold and shiny, I'm gonna have to get it.
I'm so excited for the Beachcomber. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Beachcomber is such a fun. Was it the Golden Lagoon episode?
Little hippie Transformer dude. So
he's got the little bird,
cool.
And the bird is named on the box. Yeah. That's such a brilliant little attention to detail.
Guest is here. We're about 20 in. We've got about 5 folks on, so we're going to go with the Shoji mystery box here, which because I know what it is. Actually, if you read the description, it's in there. Let me get a cutting utensil real quick. Let's see, what do we want to go with? Let's give a little.
We got 2 of 3.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little.
Maybe it won't be 2025.
An overview of these guys too, real fast, because I'm interested to see. Because I can already see some things. I'm like, interesting.
I really like this.
Yeah,
and I like this mold. I have the other version from the
I got them up there. So
I like
I like his orange wings.
I like the orange wings. I like the head on that one better than this one. Actually.
Well, that's what I was just saying earlier. I was like, I like Ransack in alt mode more than this because this big thing here on the back is just kind of off-putting to me for some reason. But I like him in bot mode more. I'm also just a purple and black.
Hopefully one day we'll get it to where there's even a hinge. There's a hinge right here. This is meant to open, and it's just glued. And I'm like, I would love to see a version of this where it actually opens, and you can.
Yeah, I wonder what the thinking there is. If that's thinking down the line,
also a couple. Well, there's a couple of things like that. Like what is it? Grimlock underneath his neck has a detailing that's just covered, and you can get an upgrade kit to reveal that.
Yeah, see, I'm mark my word, they're going to release them in a pack, and they're going to upgrade and do something like that. Like he's going to have the clear chest instead of the gold one that came on him, and they're going to do all that.
There'll be Gen Selects.
There'll be Gen Select toy accurate versions, or maybe that's for the inevitable like G2 version that's coming, because that's going to come too.
Well, they already do. They're doing the G2 Grim lot.
They're doing the Toxitron tiger print colored one. Is what it is. He's not the blue one. He is a unreleased kind of like tiger print one, and I can't remember the
So kind of like some of the
full history of it. So it's going to be to match that kind of garish like 90s. Like again, I was a kid in the 90s, but everything was neon,
Everything.
parachute pants, just going hard, man. Fashion went hard back in the day, and then mellowed out some. And I see it coming back around. Don't y'all let it come back around. So trust me. All right. So now that we've lost 3 people from us rambling, the first thing we'll look at is APC Toys Red Gladiator protector here. We'll get it here. So this is, of course, the Transformers Prime Cliff Jumper mold. I guess the first edition. Never had that. Stupid expensive to get. Yeah, this was like $30 or something on Show Z. So I think he's sold out now. I think he's still on Bomb Busby, maybe. Check out some of the other sites, but really stoked to look at this. I've seen a few other folks pop them around. So
I have not seen this mold yet, and I'm excited
Yeah,
because I love this version of Cliff Jumper.
Yeah, here, do the honors and go ahead and pull him out, and I'm going to grab something else for us to have. Actually, it's right over here. The closest comparison I have.
Let's see how it's
for him. So
he's facing this way.
Yeah. So I like these APC Toys releases. They always come in a really nice foam packaging.
Yeah.
A lot of extra stuff with them here. So I don't even know. He comes with like Raph and Miko. And,
okay. So he's got some blast effects.
Yeah, we got some blast effects here. So
there's it comes with all 3.
Yeah, it comes with all 3. Jack's the other guy's name.
So I'm not good at names especially for Prime. I've only ever seen bits and pieces.
Yeah, me and the youngest have been checking this out. So
get back there.
So
pop him out of that.
Yeah, and then we got. So I'm not sure if these are purple blast effects or if these are. This might be Dark Energon. So we'll see here in just a minute. Looks like we had a mishap out of the box.
Yeah, his leg was just popped off. It was just a ball joint. But he's great. He's a great little like deluxe size too.
Yeah, great little deluxe. Actually, if you will reach in that box, grab me that Optimus Prime, we will take a quick look here. So we'll say the materials feel a little bit. Yeah, that one, the APC Toys there. Yeah, this the Prime version. So this is APC Prime, APC Toys version of the first edition Optimus Prime. Great mold. A lot of this engineering that we have from some of the newer Primes come from this mold. The way that the legs flip over the back, the whatever that Bumblebee re-release they did of the Optimus Prime with the jetpack that I absolutely hated because it felt terrible. Share some of that engineering. So he feels a little not as good as him, maybe. But
I think he feels a little.
He feels a little lighter.
A little lighter.
But as far as scale, I think it looks pretty okay here.
I'm surprised at how just well detailed these figures are.
Yeah, show that off. Check out
those are very nicely detailed and painted. They're very nicely painted, especially like the eyes and everything. Like this is better paint job than you get from Hasbro.
Well,
like you get like what is it? Like core class Spike.
Oh yeah, his head.
He has no face.
Just like a potato. So
yeah, so it's like that's so much better, and to be for a deluxe plus these little figures.
Yeah,
$30. You can't really beat that.
Let's see.
Yeah. See, Studio Series Spike doesn't have eyes, so it's like the fact that these have like the detail of like even like little things like there's stripes on her boots. Her belt is painted all the way around.
Yeah, even her little she had like a little stuffed animal that stayed on her side and it's painted on there.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool. So
they went all out on those.
We'll check that out in a minute. We'll flip through the instructions to see see what that is. Because it could be shockwaves from when you're talking about when the space bridge blew up. You said the energon blast from the space bridge.
Not third party.
Yeah, but Cliff Jumper wasn't in that. He was gone the first. Now the reason this leads me towards Dark Energon is because he was resurrected by Megatron with Dark Energon and became the zombie version of this guy. So real quick, now one thing that he doesn't seem to have is he's got some wrist rotation, but there's some screwery you have to do with to
get the waist.
Yeah, to get the front of the windshield, and you have to pop out the back here. So I don't think it's intended to be that way. So
these instructions are actually pretty easy to follow, which for any kind of third party is.
Yeah.
Usually I'm having to look up somebody's YouTube video to transform a third party figure.
APC does really good with that, and they're not like cheap pieces of paper. They're like really good quality. Like I like APC stuff in general. Everything I've gotten seems a little floppy on that right leg there. Of course, that could just be a small QC thing.
Maybe it's a screw that needs to be tightened.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, no, that's a peg. So, but hey, nothing we don't get from Hasbro releases. Am I right? I mean, I just go down the line with things now.
We could sit here all day and just name QC.
Yes. He does have some light piping in his eyes, which is kind of you can get it in there.
It's nice and blue. It's nice and shiny.
I think I have my phone around here. I was going to try to throw a line on the back of them here.
See if I can do it.
So you can get a line on the back of them there. So I don't know if it's going to show that well.
Probably not without just blinding it.
Yeah, I think it's going to blind out the camera. But again, light piping on par with anything that Hasbro does nowadays. A lot of their light piping I found just doesn't translate. Like, I mean, you have to get in a specific place, like for Tarn, you just got to get it just right for it to kind of shine through. It looks cool when you can get it. And but even Skyquake was the same way.
Yeah,
like you got to get it just right. So
I think I'm at the point now where it's like I like light piping. I have a lot of the Cybertron toys, and like Cybertron is all light piping all the time, and a lot of it's great. A lot of them have like completely clear back heads for that. But it's like at this point, I'd rather have painted eyes.
Yes,
because like something like Cup. When he doesn't have light behind his eyes, he just looks dead.
Exactly. So which actually works for Skyquake because
the
storyline.
Some of them work, and then some of them don't.
But that's the thing. It's like they just look dead-eyed on your shelf. And so I was thinking, I didn't put it in my review, but I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I just wish they wouldn't. That was just painting at this point.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because they do. Like the Siege Seekers.
Yeah.
A lot of them just have painted eyes that were light piping. I think Prime did too from Siege and Earthrise. I think there's a few things that are like that. It's just kind of like puzzling that it has light piping in the back of it. But
it's like they put light piping, but then they don't think about how the light needs to actually enter.
Yeah.
Be light piping, and it's like it's kind of a waste.
All right. Well, let's see here. All right, guys. So he's like I said, he's pretty good. I think the back of this should fold around some more, to be honest.
It may be not fully transformed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it would like. Looks like there's something
that comes here. That could just be for transformation, though. Because I pulled out the the other one over there. Well, and last time here we go. So that's nice. We got hinges on the bumper here that pull this in. Then that flips down some. That allows this to flip back. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So like that
all the way around.
Okay, that looks a lot better.
Or is that for transformation?
Well, no, I can't imagine that'd be transformation because it's where we should be.
Yeah, it needs to go the other way. So
he does have a little bit of a hollow syndrome from the side.
Yeah.
I mean, for the scale and for the amount of detail it is, I don't think that's a huge issue.
Well, and for when this most likely originally came out, if I'm not mistaken, this is just a rework of the Prime or the first edition mold. So it's popped in there. That's kind of how they are, and I mean the knockout was hollow in the middle like that. And if we want to get into hollowness, let's just go back to Skyquake again, and just like that homie is just like he is just as hollow as this. Just when you get down to it. So
have you seen how to fix that?
I have not. Like
there's a so there's like the nose cone flips in, and it doesn't flip all the way in. There is a way to flip it all the way in, and it collapses more. Like it's supposed to collapse more, and you can do it with doing like a small modification, but also I've seen somebody work it out where you don't have to modify it at all. And I've yet to I need to find like somebody's YouTube video of going through that process.
Just to fiddle around with
it because when you even transform, you're like, this seems like this should compress more than it does. Like just looking at this side profile. But it is weird that it's like, there's certain things like now that it's like, I get we have to cut corners on certain things, but it's like, it's weird when you can see that they've designed something to do something like his chest opening or details on Grimlock. And it's weird when you get that and then it's just like they abandon it halfway through for whatever reason. And it's just like...
Well, and something like that too, that they're going to repaint a million times. I want them to finish the engineering.
Exactly.
That's where I go with it,
Especially,
because they're redoing. That's why I don't have them anymore. I sold them to my buddy Jackson, who actually so graciously lent us this guy to unbox. Actually, those other three are his. He said, "Here, take these. Do them on a live stream, review them."
Yeah.
So so because I'm like, they're repainting them at least once.
Yeah.
They're not wasting all of that engineering and that
Which
budget
is kind
for
of
one thing. That's
yeah.
the same way with like Starscream. That's why Starscream aggravates me so much. The wrist rotation bugs the heck out of me so bad because they could have made it happen.
Which one?
The Armada Universe.
Armada
Legacy.
Universe. Yeah, I was thinking the standard Earthrise one.
Yeah.
I'm like, that one that makes sense why he doesn't have wrist rotation. Because of how the hands fold up.
Yeah.
So, but that one, there's no excuse.
Well,
it's like he should have wrist rotation
to a degree, but then like the Warper Cybertron Seekers, they made it happen with a little rotating. That's the thing. That's the thing I don't like about Metal Hawk. His wrists don't rotate. And
anybody that has a
where
sword,
he came from did. Yeah, his wrist should rotate like he came from. Lord.
Scourge.
Scourge. No, Cyclonus.
Cyclonus, other one.
Yeah, came from him. His wrist should rotate, and I was like, really?
Why
did hollow inside? Come on now.
They didn't even really change the arms that much, did they?
No, they did. They just remolded what it could have been done.
Yeah,
could have been done. Like that's just anyway. Back onto this guy real quick. So we'll run through the articulation. He's got ball joints, so of course he can get the front and back. We get a little butt flap here, but how far back are we actually going to kick? We got a knee pretty much at a 90, pretty okay there. Ankle rotation comes all the way down because we got ball joint in here and can go forward. I'm imagining back, that's due to transformation. Forward as well, so posing with him is going to be good. We get a full 360. Again, ball joint, head, full 360 as well. Ball joint, and it actually looks pretty good sometimes when you get these weird necks. It can cause kind of issues with posing, but I think that'll be okay with him. Wrist, I think we would get a full 360, but some of the arm kibble gets in the way of that. But it's good enough. Let's see, what else do we got here? Out all the way, we get up due to transformation, which kind of makes the shoulders look kind of weird, but
yeah,
kind of how it looked in the animation as well. And of course, legs pretty much all the way out to the side with a weird little extra hingy business here, which I'm guessing that's going to be for transformation. And so
I'm liking these chrome bits here in the.
Oh yeah,
these which are different than the rest of the chrome.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, if you can see that. So this is definitely a shinier chrome than the rest of the silver painted on there. That's a great point. Even the hubs, we have pinned wheels, which are always the best instead of weird mushroom pegs on the outside. Just small things that drive me crazy. And we'll check out more of this in the car mode. We already talked about his light piping, and I think that he has a little feature here. If I can figure out how to access it. Yeah. So, all the Transformers Prime guys, all of their weapons came out of their hands and everything. So they didn't do it with the Megatron, the Optimus Prime, or the who else do I have over there? I can't even remember. I don't think they did it with RC.
Bulkhead.
They didn't do it with Bulkhead. He's got a thing that trips around, which ABC Bulkhead, great toy as well. That's actually the remake of the Takara release. But anyway, so his arms flip up here, and his wrists rotate around back, which gives us some nice little hand cannons here. And that's pretty sick. I like that a lot. So, clever little thing that they did to integrate, another weapon in him, because he doesn't have any other weapon. He just had those Energon shard accessories. Yeah. So they integrated the weapon into him, which I think that's great. I can understand why they couldn't do it with Prime here, because that's a big gun to try to get to store in his hand. There is a way to make it look more like it organically came out of him, but I think that looks great. Have you ever seen that guy?
I actually haven't. I'm Prime is probably one of those. It's like my dark age of Transformers. Like anything past like that first season of animated, up until like War for Cybertron is like I've read some comics, but all the shows like all through like the rest of animated, like seasons 2 through 4.
It's just 2 or 2 and 3. There's supposed to be 4 and they canceled it.
Yeah, and then any of Prime, and then what was the one that was completely online?
There was Power of the Primes.
Power of the Primes.
There was y'all help me out.
Combiner Wars.
Combiner Wars.
Combiner Wars. That's the other one. Any of those?
The Machinima stuff.
Any of the Machinima stuff? I did not.
So you have not seen all of animated.
Nope, I've not seen all of that. I've just seen clips. I've seen
Gotta
clips.
watch animated. It's one of those things. Like, have you seen Star Wars Rebels?
Star Wars Rebels is the only Star Wars property I have not seen.
Okay, well, all
and
right.
I'm gonna watch it for Ahsoka because I have to.
Okay.
All those characters show up.
Well, I need to watch it because I haven't finished the
I've
Mandalorian, but the new season of Mandalorian, where stuff is going there, like yeah, that's Rebels, that's Rebels, that's Rebels, that's Rebels. You see Zeb, there's stuff that ties in. It's small little drops, but the other reason I asked that is because Rebels starts out very kiddish, and it's kind of, but it's character development and the growth, and it's good, and that's how animated it is. It gets really good. So let's see what we got here. All right, yeah. Shot on the Energon mine. It's used. Yeah, Spike doesn't have eyes. We got that.
I want everything to be painted. Yeah, everything just needs to be painted. I need more paint in my life.
Yeah,
I've been disappointed with some of the things we've got lately that don't have paint.
Yeah,
there's been a lack of paint.
Yeah, on some things where there should have been paint, or where they could have just like not done something else and put paint there instead. There's some weird design choices now where they sacrifice some things to do something else that's like kind of out of place. Like even like Metal Hawk up there, like his weapons are like unpainted and they're just like this boring gray drab. Like
you're like you could have just made that a different gray and it would have been better.
Yeah, and I get part of it. Like if you can think of it in the realm of it's just like the G1 toy because that's kind of how they would have been.
Yeah,
but I want it to look good too.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Needlenose. That's how I feel about Needlenose. Like his chest, it's just a big slab of gray.
Yeah, it is. I do like his big Decepticon symbol in there. It's good, and I love his shiny paint. Like I think that's.
I do wish Needlenose. I get why they're not doing the guns. The what are they? I forget. The Battle Masters.
The
Target Masters.
Yeah.
Target Masters. I get why they're including them with them.
Yeah.
I wish they were just standalone, like core class. Give me them as core class and let him be a deluxe. Let him not be so hollow.
Well, so the thing that bothers me about that more is the fact that they gave him Micromasters or Battle Masters or whatever we want to call them. They actually gave him those that actually transform, versus Spinister just had the guns that were supposed to represent that. And that's what they were. They were colored just like his originally would have, but they were just guns. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of this mismatch. Yeah. It's like, okay, well,
give me something like the Seeker one right behind us.
That's yours, by the way. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, because like it's a Sparkle Seeker, and he comes with two.
Yeah.
And he's what, $40? I paid $40 if you gave me Spinister with his two companions, or if you gave me Needlenose.
Like, or if they made it like a pack, but they also did it like a separate pack as well.
Yeah. So it's like, give me that, like, because it's like people that want that figure are gonna want his Target Master.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna be like, I don't need his Target Masters. Like no, they go together. So it's like I'll pay more if you give me more. You know.
Well, and then also you automatically get a repack too. Because you can do a single, you can do both together, and you can do them separately.
You can repaint them endlessly.
Yeah,
so
you can. So
we do this all day.
All right, guys. We want to try to let's see what do we got here. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Crosshair's Target Master comes with Megatron. Just huge Megatron. And that's a lot of the issues. Like a lot of the Target Masters are like all over the place. It's like you get like some of them are really hard to find now. For figures that like, we just now got Needlenose. So it's like if they had made his Target Masters, it's like, well, now they'd be $20, $30.
It would have been in a different wave or something.
Yeah. So they need to be better about grouping things together.
The gyro fast. Well, actually, man, because I don't have to transform that thing again. We have a comparison here. So I picked this dude up at BotCon for like $5 because he was missing a hand, and so I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? But he did have his weapon, or I found his weapon in another bin. I can't remember exactly. So this is what he originally would look like, and I don't want to pop him out into car mode. Maybe we will after I try to transform this guy up. So
version is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure this isn't the first edition. Maybe this is just the deluxe one that came out.
It looks like the deluxe one.
But it's, I mean, again, this guy had a really nice painted wheels and stuff on here, and looks very similar. Yeah. Maybe that's actually what this is. So that's why this guy's out here for us to do a little quick comparison of size and everything on this. So
he does have ankle tilts, but they don't tilt the right way. They tilt outwards.
Yeah.
Probably for transformation, but still, it's like you already have the mechanism for the tilt in it. You can get a little bit in, but not much.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the tilt on him as well is even if you tilt, running up against the side of the engineering here. So it's just kind of weird. It's a ball peg, so of course it's going to tilt wherever you want it to tilt. But it's just kind of like the hump that it goes on kind of hinders what your ankle tilt would be on this guy. So anyone who's still here, do you want to see me try to fumble through this live, or do you want me to look at instructions? That's what we did last time. We're like, do we want to do this live, or do we want to?
Anytime it's third-party stuff, I have to have instructions. There's always some tiny flap that you're gonna miss.
Yeah.
There's always little tiny, because I have the oversized Devastator.
Yeah.
And they're really good. It's like a really good oversized. What is it? It's the Jinbao.
Yeah.
It's the Jinbao one.
Yeah.
And mine's got the upgrade kit and everything, and they're so good. They're great figures, and the transformation is really good. But there's a lot of really tiny flaps that you just would miss because it's like they transform logically.
Yeah.
But then there's like the tiny little details that if you don't do it, you're just gonna snap them.
Well, that's like this little thing here. Like, if you didn't know what you're looking for, there's little flaps in here that transform out, which is pretty rad. So we'll try this live real fast. I'm going to say that we open up the back here, we flip the head down, and I'll do a review of this guy so we can actually see it. We'll have a Will here pop out something, hang out with it, talk about something while I'm trying to fumble through this.
I'll bring out our latest Insecticon. This is, in my opinion, even better than the first one. I love the details. Mine's really stiff. Like the head you can do a full 360, but anything past like a little rock is just insane to try and get done. His feet are a little chunky, but they have to make up his entire like back half. Again, ankle tilt is insane on this one. He's actually, you can like fold it all the way out if you really wanted to. He's got a little bit of a toe pivot. I really like his painted gun that is cast in purple. So obviously we can get paint sometimes. I like the way his face actually closes up. It stays exactly where it is, and you have these two flaps that just fold down to cover it, which honestly kind of makes him look hilarious and like he's headless. But there's very few nitpicky things I have about this figure. Like it's really, there's next to no backpack. There's just his like bug legs folded up, and he's got some nice ports on the back if you wanted to use those. Basically the only bit of hollowness on him is like the inside of the wrist, but I mean that's negligible honestly because of how they fold in and out. Like you could have put a flap here, but for a deluxe
Insecticon, does his wrist rotate?
His wrist does not rotate because of how it's just on a hinge.
Because of how it goes on a hinge. Okay.
Which is, you know what, it's fine. It's an Insecticon. It, like the Dinobots, in my mind, half the time you're gonna have them in that mode.
Yeah.
Like there's. In my mind, most Transformers stay in robot mode, but for some reason, in my mind, Insecticons, Dinobots, they're more than half the time in their alt modes.
Because that's the point of it.
Yeah, they're more insects than robots. I guess.
Yeah, because everyone wanted a transforming dinosaur because everyone wanted a dinosaur. Yeah. And I mean, you know, the transformation was just like a bonus that you could do.
Now, I would say I would transform him, and I was kind of trying to remember how to transform him last night, but he's really not that complicated. He's literally just, like, that's pretty much it. There's his face. Like, you fold up the arms, you flip the feet around, and he's a bug. It's really not that super complex. He's got some good paint on him, actually. Besides the gun, like, he's got this nice blue, like, shiny silver and blue tampo at the top, and the nice Decepticon badge on the clear plastic.
So I don't know if y'all guys did something there. I was like, oh, there's some neat stuff going on here. Yeah.
And he comes with his other little two blasters, which actually become the insect meat. They're actually molded in on the ends. I do love how, with both Insecticons, how their weapons integrate into their bodies to kind of complete the look.
Yeah. So his blasters here become his feet.
His feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
remember some people kind of being like warm or cold about that, but I like an integrated weapon storage. So like his blast effect things, I think they do look cool, but they become something that they could be maybe a little too big. So these seem like they integrate in.
Yeah, they integrate really
better.
Well. The only other bit of hollowness would be just the back of the legs, which is also negligible. Because how much do you care about like that tiny space on the back of his legs, which does have some detailing in it.
That's one thing I have found even with the hollow spaces. I can say this about Hasbro is their hollow spaces will still have detailing in it.
Yeah, they'll do something if they can.
And I think that's pretty cool. I wonder if that's more of like a Takara thing,
And it could
like
be.
that pushes that, because that seems like a Japanese thing. That seems like a Takara thing. They would pull that. So
And I will say he has waist rotation, which is unhindered completely. You get a little past 90 on the elbow. Obviously, no waist rotation, but you get a nice arm rotation. You can splay him all the way out, and you can do a full split. It's like there's nothing hindering. Like you can get this guy in whatever pose you want him to, because he's kind of a simplistic bot. He's just kind of a robot with these giant horns attached to him, which is I like that. I like when sometimes they're just robots that kind of become a thing. That's what I like about like Refractor, because they look like the most basic.
they're just like a robot.
They're just a robot. They're just a robot, and they happen to turn into a thing.
Well, and that works for something like an insect or a camera, because an insect or a camera is not a character.
Yeah.
Like they give them their own characterizations, but those are just things.
Yeah, you're not having to turn into a muscle car with wheels. You don't have to hide wheels or any kind of weird mechanisms.
I mean, even from like a realistic standpoint, you would feel that something like that would be just like a generic bot.
Yeah.
Like a mass-produced camera would just be the same looking bot. Like a bug, which there would be a million of, would just be the same bug. So
they can be generic. They can kind of be your army builders, which is what
they're your clone troopers.
Yeah, I'm sad because I have the Refractor set, and then I have the single edition.
Single releases, yeah.
And I want the only one I don't have is Scrap Face. What is his name? The blue one.
Would have been the Walmart release.
Yeah,
one
the Walmart release one. I don't have that one, but I'm sad because that means there's 5 versions of Refractor to get, and not 6. Because if you get 6, then you have 2 complete sets.
Yeah.
Of different colored ones, but instead you just have 5, so you'd have to get a duplicate of something.
In something, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I wish they would just go ahead and release another Refractor in a different colorway, just so you could make 2 completely different cameras.
All right. So that was like pretty fun.
It compresses really nicely.
Yeah. So this thing does some cool tricks, guys. If you like transformations that are fun and do some cool things, I was just picking this up because he's got some little steps in here where his arms and his legs split and fold around and whip around in cool ways, which is very, very prime. And again, man, I wish I knew that if this was the first edition or just like the first edition, because it shares that engineering. Because this is, I think we decided the deluxe. We can catch them about. He's a little bit bigger, definitely a little bit smaller. This looks so much better, guys. Again, the plastic feels a little.
It's a little on the.
It feels like a little, not thin, not cheap. It's
got a weird texture.
Yeah, it has a texture to it.
Yeah, it's got a texture that you'll immediately recognize.
Yeah,
as like
and to be this size, it's like real like. It seems like I think it's lighter than this. It seems kind of light, like it feels. It just feels like, hey buddy, how's it going? You want to come say hey to people? Come here, come here and show them your Megatron you got. It's right here.
Was that the one second?
Right here. That's the little finger puppet one. This thing is so fun. Come here. Come over here. Come over here and look at the camera and show them what your Megatron does. Come here. Hey everybody. This is the little man. This is Liam. This is my youngest. Can you show him your Megatron? Here, hold it up like this.
No, I'm a measure it.
I know it. Here, do this. Hold it up. Here, put him back in the plane mode. Oh, wait. Put him back in the plane. All right, now hold him up like this where you can see it in the camera and show him what you do. Show him how you put your finger in it, and then you squeeze it. There we go, and you get a Megatron. So this is the first thing he bought with his own money. He had $5 from helping his grandfather pick up sticks. You going away? You staying? Whoop. Watch the cord.
He's trying to pick out who he needs to go up against next.
He's trying to see who can get off the daddy shelf. That's life around here. Ooh, who's that? Who's that? So it's like $5. So okay. It's neat. It's a fun. If you want a little fidget, this is you literally. Let me see it, buddy. Let me show them real quick. It's literally you stick your finger in here and then you squeeze this. That's it. So yeah, that's fine. So, but and he's like a little finger puppet. So this is this is pretty fun. I wish they would do G1 things of this because I would buy them all as a cheap little thing. This is the Earth Spark. I haven't watched any of that. Oh, there it went.
Yeah, I need to. They just put that on. Was it Paramount Plus?
They put it on Paramount Plus.
I need to watch that still.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, hey, I'll get you the camera when after I'm done with this. Here, you want to take your Megatron?
No.
Okay, you gonna leave it here for us? Okay. Hey, you go downstairs with mommy real fast. You're getting something? Yeah, I figured. Who you getting?
Ooh.
You getting? Let's not get that Optimus Prime. That's a big one, buddy. He's
Maybe just a little bit.
He's trying to get Armada Optimus Prime out of the box over there. So I don't know, who would you like to get? Can you find you something?
Oh, yes, that's a good one.
Okay,
That's
cool.
a perfect
Yeah. Go. We're gonna do our thing here.
Yeah.
So I see that the other person here watching is my wife. So let's see.
I'm liking the paint that they put on here just on the horn, just on the front of the horn. As you can see, it's like unpainted on the other one. I do wish this does have like a painted grill, which this one has as well, but this one also has painted headlights, which this one is missing. On the back, the paint is a little bit better on this one though. Like you actually get like more like detailed like brake lights as opposed to this one.
So actually though, this is the bumpers painted on the back of this, where the whole thing is back here, and the lights are painted black, but there's no paint here.
Yeah.
So it gives the illusion of it, which I like that too. I like the way that the lights stand out on this old deluxe one a little bit better. But these are clear, which is kind of neat. But again, we've kind of run into the same situation we did discussing light piping a while ago. Like, if you can't really see it, it doesn't do anything, then why is it there? So it looks cool, but it might stand out a little bit better if it was painted some nice blue like that.
I will say that this has less. It's like no undercarriage. Like whereas this one, you can still kind of see the feet.
You can see little feet there.
But this one is like what you can see is perfectly integrated into the vehicle.
Yeah.
Also, there's the tiniest little spot for a Decepticon badge in existence. There's the tiniest little bump.
Yeah.
On there.
Oh yeah, that's the great thing about these is Shozy sends you little sticker sheets with everything you get, and so you can put badges on them.
Even the tiniest one might not fit there.
Yeah, it's
so
real small. Yeah, the one on Prime, it's on his grill, wherever his grill goes in this guy. Anyhow, it's somewhere on. Oh. Yeah, so I put one on him too. I put one on Megatron, the Megatron version. I got of them too. So yeah, it's pretty small, but yeah, they do mold that in, which is going to be really hard to see. Just right, the handle's right there, and where you put the badge is right there beside it. So now the windows don't go all the way, but it gives you kind of like that that look of a muscle car that has like the extra side window down, which I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Paint matching is pretty good, though. I will say like one panel here is kind of different colored than the rest, but really.
It folds up really nice. That's just like there's not a lot of gaps. There's a little bit of gap here on the roof where all this section comes together, but it's like the grill, the hood section.
And I probably don't have it transformed very well. I probably don't have it compacted.
You get everything a little bit squozen. It'll be perfect.
But and as far as Prime goes for transformation, this one wasn't bad. Like even the older one over there, it's kind of a headache to fold around or wrap the windows around, and the knockout's the same way. But yeah, he don't have painted tailpipes. I wish I had that.
Transform this guy real quick.
So, but yeah, I like this. I mean, it's light, but man, dude, that just look at that. I think this was supposed to be kind of like a take on like a Barracuda or something, or insert 1960s muscle car. It looks good to me. Again, that's the show design. I think it looks very accurate to what we got in the animation. The horns on the front being that silver, I think it just pops. The wheels, like we mentioned a while ago, has a different colored paint than the silver here, the grill here, or the pipes, which is and these are just extra pegged on pieces too. This is a dedicated chromed out piece that's pegged in. Very great figure compared to this, which those were painted and went to the feet, but the way that actually transforms in is pretty cool. But yeah, great little figure. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and definitely for the price. And these don't go anywhere. So I'm going with these are Energon shards. So let's see. Oh yeah, are you talking about the also are you talking about the little Megatron here? This thing is seriously so much fun. He told me on our way home from the store a while ago. He's like, I want another $5 so I can go buy a bumblebee. So I was like, well, you gotta do some work. You gotta pick up some sticks for Daddy, so we can go buy you because he wants to get the other one. So this is very these are very fun. Again, wish they weren't the Earth Spark things because I haven't watched that. I don't know. Maybe I should watch it. Is it any good? Y'all let me know. So I guess we lost some folks here. Old TF Life and Felix jumped out. So let's see. All right. Well, let's So you guys want to see a dragon now, or you want to see a dragon now? But yeah, hey Ultra, what do you think about this? Have you seen this yet? Any thoughts on it? Do you have love and or hate for the Prime designs of stuff? While you're letting me know, I'm going to pop him back into his robot mode. Pop the other guy back into robot mode and take a look at that, and we'll open up that dragon. So
Getting the shrapnel finished up. Yeah,
he's
very simple, but
split in half there. We'll see if I can remember how to do this real quick. Pretty easy there. Yes, this is one of those steps that I thought was really interesting with this. So his leg here's got this weird double hinge, and it folds in on itself to close up and it folds back out. So yeah, I highly recommend. I definitely recommend animated. Prime as well. Animated is really good. It's got a really interesting storyline, and I really wish that it continued on with that. Let me show you guys.
there we go. Then we have shrapnel in his bug mode. Obviously, it literally is just compressing the legs and then turning them around, covering his face, and then pegging the arms in. But the way that these connect to make like the second set of feet here is really interesting. And obviously the gun integrates on the bottom, which gives that like the bug look. Now, the only real downside is there is no face for the bug, really. It's just the top of his head. There's nothing really there that kind of indicates eyes or anything else. But I don't know, you super need that. Like, he's still good. I mean, he looks good. He looks exactly like you imagine.
Yeah,
shrapnel to look.
I mean, he's kind of a brick.
He's kind of a brick. I mean, he really is just kind of a brick with some pincers on him. But like for $20.
Yeah.
And for like, if you had the G1 Insecticon, or if you had any of the other Insecticons, like, I mean, like, he's what you want him to be. He's what you want. What is it? Is it Cup or Hot Rod that runs him over? I forget who runs him over, but whoever just crushes his face it's. Oh, that's that's him. But like they're great.
So real quick on the flip jumper here, just talking about those side windows. They're actually, again, construction, we missed a trick. There's actually an extra little panel here that flips up for that back piece of the window. Very clever. I mean, talking about some good design here. And then as far as the foot, like I was talking about, it's kind of a weird little trick to pull here. But so here's his foot, and it pops in half, and you tuck the foot under and in, and then open this panel all the way up, flip this around like this to make the front side of the car. I'm not going to peg it in because paint, but this is some nice engineering. I highly recommend seeing this. Felix, dude. Yeah, third-party stuff. I've honestly been considering a lot here lately, switching to a third-party Legends collector because there's less of it, and they don't come out with a stream every 3 months and say, "Here's 1,400 more things you have to buy." That I can't. I'm like, I just, I can't.
Well,
they're more expensive, but then it's like,
but new age, man.
It's man, I don't know. But yeah, it's I recommend getting into some of the third party stuff. It's the first third party thing I got was Blue Streak, the New Age version, and I was like, this is game changing. I don't have a ton of them.
See, I went full head first and got the oversized Jin Bao.
Yeah, you went full on with the Devastator.
But I did get that for $100 with the upgrade.
Yeah, for a stupid good deal.
For a stupid good deal, because like if you buy him now, he's like $550 with the upgrade kit. Because like you bought him as like a set of two, and each set of two was like 120. Yeah. Now you can find that exact one on AliExpress and a couple of them for like 150. Now, obviously,
You want to be careful with Ali.
yeah. Obviously, be careful with what you're getting because you may not be getting the one that I have. Like
you may end up with something else too from Ali. So
yeah, you may end up with who knows what.
Let's see. I feel Phoenix. What three did you pick up? You talking mainline or what did you pick up in the past month? And or some of that, like again, like guys, this is so cool. So the arms here that become the back of the car, with it flip around, fold in, and that actually is what makes the arm. But the engineering of that is just so clever.
I like that you don't have to change the hand. Like you can have the hand in either.
Yeah, you can have it in either configuration. And again, I think this is like the first edition like remolding of this or something. I can't remember all these things, man. There are too many things to remember. The only thing mine is he does have this one loose leg, and like when Will popped him out of the box, he was a little, he lost a leg. So
yeah, but that's it's not, nothing was broken.
Yeah, nothing was broken.
Nothing was broken.
Well, and if something could get broken in those APC boxes, I would be astounded because all the APC toy boxes are like these nice foam inserts. They're great. If y'all want me to do like a proper review of this guy showing some of these little points of transformation, let me know because this guy's super sick.
Origin Jazz, that's a great figure. Origin Jazz is a great figure.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is that movie? Walmart Thundercracker. Which one is that?
Oh, are you talking about Are you talking about like the old movie Thundercracker? That's Walmart exclusive from which baby movie was it? Was it Revenge of the Fallen? Oh, the G1 repaint reissue. Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, you found the Thundercracker already? Dang,
I didn't even know that's that. I have the Starscream. I don't know. I have to get Thundercracker. Thundercracker is my favorite. I know Skywarp is a lot of people say that Thundercracker is my favorite.
Yeah, Skywarp would be mine, but I'm a purple guy. Also, I just remember I figured out what his headlights swing underneath like that to make the rest of his body. God, dude, this thing is rad.
And that cleans up the backpack really nice.
Yeah, it does. This thing's really freaking nice. Like,
I haven't found. I'm looking for Hot Rod still. The G1
reissue of Hot Rod.
Nothing. Yeah. I don't know if he's released. I've seen people with him, but I've not seen anybody be like, "Oh yeah, I found him at Walmart."
I'm still looking for that Velocitron issue of Hot Rod that supposedly was going to come out that we have images for that I have never seen.
That got canceled.
It did.
They officially
said they canceled it.
Said it was canceled.
Okay, I was about to say because that's going to be
the now there might be there's probably some floating out there, but they officially said that was canceled.
Oh man,
it's weird because they hyped up the first Velocitron so much, and then you're gonna do a wave 2, and it's gonna be 3, and it's gonna no one talked about it like at all.
Well,
they just showed up they just were like, here you go, here's a couple extra.
So what you get into with that is store exclusives, and there's a lot of like a retail
they don't do
distribution stuff to do here. So Walmart has to order X amount of cases of stuff, and they order too many cases of their first wave. Probably didn't order enough of the next, and now they've got the Toxitron coming out. So there's a whole thing with how that distribution is going to work.
And they don't ever talk about them on the live streams. Like they didn't do a live stream for the Toxitron and all that stuff. They were just like announced it, like, here you go. Yeah, they're repaints, whatever.
There we go. All right, so there it is. Yeah, so we don't tab in as well.
I am looking forward to the recolor for the Conehead.
Oh yeah,
that's the only really one I want from that line is the Conehead. I love Coneheads. I love Seekers.
That's the only one I really want as well, which is why I immediately pre-ordered Dirge.
Immediately pre-ordered Dirge.
And I will get Ramjet as well, and then we'll just go from there because I love the Coneheads as well. I have Thrust. Actually had a couple of those guys.
I see you have Sandstorm.
Yeah.
Funny, I got Sandstorm. My Sandstorm has 2 left hands. He's got 2, like the entire arm assembly is backwards on the other arm.
Really?
Yeah. And I talked to I ordered it off Amazon, and I talked to them, and I was like, hey, he's wrong. And they were like, well, we don't have another one, so we can either refund you or you can keep it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to keep it. So I just have 2, double left-handed Seeker, which, you know what? That honestly fits. That there would be just one of them that's just kind of messed up.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah. They're not the brightest.
It's man. So I had some kind of crazy stuff happen with my first
Amazon
pterosaur from
yeah.
Amazon that I ordered.
Amazon is not great for Transformers.
So
What is it? I ordered. I'm trying to remember who I ordered, and they sent me not even a Transformer. They just sent me some random stuff, and I had to get that fixed. And then I ordered iguanas, and they sent me. What did they send me instead? They sent me I think it was Core Class Ravage, and then I ordered it again, and they sent me iguanas the second time. And they were, but I had to pay the shipping difference, and at that point I should have just waited.
And also that iguana actually hit, I think, number 2 on my top 10 list last year.
Iguanas is great, and so is
good. We said made all the Pretenders core class because we have all these things that we have Skullgrid, who's
I do kind of like that.
And then we have
Skullgrid and his little minions.
Yeah, well, then we have Voyager, Battlehawk. It's we got some. Yeah, that's whatever with the. to kind of come across.
I think they could have done. I think they could have done core class for all of the Pretenders, and it would have been fine.
See, that's the opposite of my man. So my WalMarts have nothing. The only place I find stuff is maybe sometimes at Target, and now it's
my Target or my Walmart by my house is so bad that I went every day for a week with my wife. Me and my wife went and drove around everywhere when the Velocitron line came out.
Yeah.
To look for them, and I found everything but Cosmos and Plant Town.
Yeah.
And so I went to my Walmart one night to get cat food because we're out. It's 11 p.m. They had the pallet. I just went over there. I just opened the box myself, got them both out, and left. And I left the box on the shelf.
That's how I got thrust and run them up. So
I left the box on the shelf for for whoever else came after me. I went back a week later. They had not moved the box. Just the closed box was sitting on the shelf. No one cares. But also they don't get paid enough to care. Yeah. So I'm fine with that.
So you saw 10 of him. I saw 10 of the reissue repaint. Yeah. Cosmos was a find for me. Actually, I had a buddy pick one up for me. I was like, you find him, get him. So we got him. And then I ended up finding one myself. So I have seen him one time in real life.
Some Cosmos ones.
And this one I bought him. Yeah. And then I actually have 2 because a buddy of mine got him. And so now Clampdown, I've seen him quite a few times. Still not plentiful like Blur was or anything.
You get Clampdown a bit.
But and I actually ended up having 2 of him, the same situation. I had him get him for me, then I got him myself, and I'm like, well, I'll just have to. That's fine, whatever. It's it doesn't bother me. So
2.
Oh yeah, Cosmos Aftermarket. I don't know what it is now. It was like 75 or something.
I did see somebody that was in Ireland that posted in a Facebook group that they just had a shelf and he was on sale. There was literally 30 of them. He's like, who needs one?
Oh wow.
Now obviously you're shipping from Ireland, but it's in the UK, plentiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely plentiful. And that's the bad thing about their distribution.
Well, that's this guy.
Oh yeah,
all over Canada.
All over Canada.
That came from Canada. My buddy's like, look, I got him from Canada. I was getting him, and he's looking for one for me as well for a little bit better of a price. But he's like, yeah, it's all over. I mean, they're all over Walmart in Canada. It's just it's weird stuff. So, all right, second thing on the list here for our one friend who's still here. You want to check out the dragon here? Let's see. Let's pop him open, and this is going to be my first full exposure to this guy. I haven't seen him yet. I'm
just appreciating this grimoire.
Dude, he's great. Dude, he's great. They've made a 4th party version of him, and I'm probably gonna pick it up and
you can let me know if that one's any good. That might be the one I can afford.
Yeah, I was about to say, and maybe I'll offload that one or something because they actually make gap fillers to go on his feet and a bunch of extra stuff. So,
if you just get a panel that goes right there.
Yeah, so they made it upgrade kit, but then the 4th party actually comes with it. So it's nice though. He's got metal here. He's got metal here in his foot. He's got this ab crunch. He's got a nice little transformation goes on here. So
whose design is this?
That's New Age.
New Age?
Yeah.
Anything New Age. You can't go wrong with anything.
That's New Age, and he hasn't.
I have the New Age Sun Streaker.
It's the yellow car? Yeah.
Or, the Seeker. Whichever the yellow Seeker.
Sunstorm.
Sunstorm. That's what it is. I have Sunstorm. which that I got that for $20 at like a antique store. It's a great mold, and I also said that they have like its own stand. I don't know if you have any of the new age Seekers.
I don't have the Seekers now.
So it has its own flight stand, which works for robot or jet mode, but you can actually connect them together and
cool.
form a what is it? The portal thing?
What is that, space bridge?
Space bridge. You can make a space bridge out of it. So you can literally make a space bridge, or you can just have all the Seekers flying.
That's pretty cool, man. I've got an Instagram buddy who he swears by the Magic Square stuff, but I've seen those New Age, and I've wanted to check them out. So
I feel like Magic Square can be hit or miss.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
He's got a different transformer in his hand, and he's coming to exchange.
Where did you find Blur from? He showed up. He just wandered in here with Energon Blur. So Energon or Cybertron?
I think it's Energon.
Yeah. This is a big dragon, buddy. I'll show you later. Okay.
Say bye.
What? What Starscream? You don't have a Starscream. Oh yeah, find him in there. Get it. I have the old War Within diecast. What were they called? Lord, they were made of metal.
Oh, I don't remember. I can't think of it.
Losing my mind here, but
I'm terrible with names. As you play.
What black one? So which Megatron?
Probably, I think
You're talking about this one?
Yeah, that one.
You said wins last year for me, so you found this last year?
Yeah, as you say, he hit like you could get him.
You got him like early or something?
You got him early, but like he's only here recently shown up.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if my buddy got this. It might have been Pulse or Amazon. I haven't seen him on the shelf, which just how things are in our area, man. I don't know when we'll ever see this guy.
Oh yeah, no.
So do you have this?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not a big Beast Wars person.
Ah.
This one is one of the best ones.
Really?
I really like the way it looks, but it's also like I only have so much space. You only got so much space, and at a certain point, like you got to decide which ones are you willing to. Like you got to decide which ones are you willing to skip on, and that just ended up being like the because it's like I know that I'm gonna get my version. I have Optimus. You have the Optimus Champion Thangs. I'm gonna get the Armada versions when they come out. I'm hoping they're gonna do a Cybertron Megatron to go with Cybertron Optimus, because Cybertron Megatron is the best version of Megatron, and I will die on that hill.
I think there's rumors of a core class of that for some reason.
Yeah, which they gotta.
It's just strange to me.
Yeah, give me a leader class, because he turns into a car and a jet, and it's
how much? All right, let's see here.
I do like his guy.
Fighting words. What's the fighting words there about
fighting words? That Cybertron. Cybertron Megatron is the best Megatron. His alt modes make the most sense for him.
See, I wasn't in it during Cybertron. I missed some of the Unicron trilogy stuff because that was like right when I was out of high school and doing other things in life, and like I didn't like jump back in until actually I didn't even see all of Prime and everything. But yeah, it's so I don't have a huge connection. I just have some of the Cybertron stuff.
I'm trying to get all of the main Cybertron figures.
Yeah.
And I'm close. I'm about 10 away from having that full set. And I am sad because I did have all of them at one point as a kid. And I sold off a portion of them at one point when I was very broken in college. But I sold the Cybertron Defense Force, which are now stupid expensive. They are, almost $100 a piece now.
Let's see. All right. Well,
I am a sucker for any time that there's just an arm that's just a head.
It's just a head of something.
That's just. I think one of the older versions of Grimlock has that. But.
All right. Let's see. I mean, he's pretty cool, man. I like the neck articulation here. I wish I had my my Transmetal 2 Megatron with me. I should have picked him up. I was at my folks' house yesterday and could have got him out of my bin, and I just didn't do it. So I like the neck articulation. That's really cool. I will say, I'll pass him over to you, man. This is one of those things, and I don't know if you noticed this, or any of you out there have, but like sometimes I'm feeling plastic that I'm just like, I don't know, man. And the plastic feels a little bit off on me. Just feels a little, I don't know.
The plastic doesn't feel super bad.
It doesn't feel bad, but it just doesn't.
I think it could just be all the texture.
Maybe.
Because like if you think about like how smooth a lot of these are, but like he's got like all these like the bumps and the scales and everything.
Yeah.
The wing plastic I don't love. I don't love that. That feels very
Trust me.
I don't know.
If you had the original one, you would
it feels better than the original.
You'd be like, man, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
I do know that a lot of the issues is for this guy is getting the claws to line up on the chest just right. Pretty a bit much. But man, he's got a presence that you can't deny. That like
he's big. Let's get
he's also
gonna grab another leader to compare him to.
The death ponytail, like he's a Mortal Kombat character.
Who would do for a leader comparison?
Like I could just imagine this in Mortal Kombat, like this big spike on the end. That's his finishing move. He just grabs you with the head spike and he kills you.
All right, so here's one, and we'll go with.
You actually have him with his giant fist. I always throw them they're in a bin in my garage.
They're in a bin somewhere.
They're in a bin somewhere because those are the most useless things in existence.
Man, I'm gonna have to get that dinosaur back there.
He's got beautiful ankle tilts because they go both ways.
You know what?
He's a lot lighter than King to me. You know what? I will say this is a leader. Feels like a leader. Like this feels like a leader.
Yeah,
like
because
the size.
this was a
like
leader
you look how much smaller Blitzwing is. And now Blitzwing has to turn into two things. But also, if you got rid of these stupid hand cannons, he turned into a lot better two things.
Yeah.
But like the simple size of him, like compared to
and then here is Voyager
metal. Like he's a good.
So he's definitely bigger.
And like a deluxe, and then like a deluxe Insecticon. Like that's the kind of scale that you want to see for a leader.
What about another beast that I have?
Well, eventually we'll get out there. We'll eventually have the shuffle to compare him to. But like, because like he's bigger, he's a little bit taller than the Dinobots, I think.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying there. Yeah, compared to Blitzwing's Night and Day. What I mean, that's how Skyquake was. I mean, Skyquake is like towers above Blitzwing.
Blitzwing was a bit of a disappointment, but also robot mode Blitzwing.
Oh, he looks good.
In robot
mode,
like robot mode Blitzwing,
100%.
And even tank mode Blitzwing looks good.
Yeah,
I know that some people don't like his little nose kind of sticking out, but that's how it looked even in the show. So it's like.
But I will say, he does feel like
he has some weight.
Well, he feels light.
He's light, but he's also got like weight compared to like. Let me see compared to like. Oh, he is light. He's light compared to Blitzwing, but also, and he doesn't feel bad. Like he feels very action figure. Like he doesn't like. If you gave me that, I wouldn't know it transformed.
Yeah, I will say like I'm not a huge fan of like this
things that don't tab.
Yeah, and it's like
supposed to tab.
Yeah, it's got this one little.
Oh, the tiny little
nub in here that kind of goes on. It doesn't tab in the best well.
You can make him look up because of that, though. So
yeah, you could untab and make him look up.
It just makes him look up. Did he come with anything else besides the blast effect?
Just the blast effect.
The blast effect is cool.
He does get the head rotation back and forth, so we have that. So
this is a unique. Oh, there's dog here.
Oh yeah, that's Jerry. He's one of the two floating around.
Oh,
so let's see, do we get some wrist rotation? No, we don't get any wrist rotation. We just get a fist down, which is very characteristic to the original one as well. It had a weird hand fist thing that went on to kind of like tabbed under his middle, if I'm remembering correctly. So we get this here, and I guess you could hold it in his hand like a fire club if you wanted to, a la Sludge Schlag, whatever you want to call him from Animated. Had his little flaming Cheeto, but yeah, I mean this is pretty cool. I will say that. Still not 100% sold on if I'll pick him up myself. This is a loaner from my buddy Jackson again. So shout out to Jackson who will watch this at some point. Maybe should be watching today. So hey Gary.
Oh, there's another dog.
There's the other dog.
It's just great. It's just a party. It's a party.
What you doing here? Yeah. What you doing?
Doctor's game.
He cheered.
I usually do that like I also do. My channel is way up there in the chat somewhere, but I'm going to be doing YouTube videos not on Transformers, but on movie reviews.
Oh, cool.
Those will be coming out starting next month.
Awesome.
I'm doing all of the MCU, which is a daunting task.
Are you going to just like talk over? What's
it's
your?
gonna be edited. They're gonna be around 20, 25 minutes. It's gonna be kind of like deep dives, like for like. I've already watched Iron Man. I've already wrote the script for it. I've started the recording and everything, but it's not gonna be like, oh, here's the Easter eggs and here's this and here's that. It's mostly gonna be like, does it hold up? Is it good? Is it worth watching? What are some details? Like a lot of things, like watching Jon Favreau direct that movie. He's got a lot of influences from George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. There's a lot of Indiana Jones. There's a lot of Star Wars in Iron Man, like even specific scenes, like the scientist that helps Tony Stark build the Mach 1 suit in the cave. There's a scene where he's running and he's got an AK and he's shooting it at the ceiling, and like people run, and then he runs around the corner and there's just a bunch of them and they start shooting at him.
Han Solo.
That's the Han Solo scene. It's just a mirror. It's a perfect
exactly
mirror.
where you go with that.
So it's like it's the perfect, and it's like you can see that a lot in how Jon Favreau directs.
Yeah.
So it's like there's things like that I want to talk about. I'm also going to be ranking every MCU property on an S to A tier, that kind of thing. That's a popular thing to do, but also just in my personal rankings of everything.
You're not doing best movie ever, worst movie ever?
No, I thought about doing that, but
Just
I was going to completely rip that off. You know what? You watched it. So like, I was partly inspired by the Caravan of Garbage. Like just kind of like we're gonna watch something. We're just gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But also I want to decide whether or not you have to watch it to understand the whole MCU, because there's a lot. There's way too much.
Yeah. There's a lot of fluff out there.
So like, do you need to watch it to understand everything? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, what do you need to know from it? Like, if you want it, could you just skip it and know like 2 or 3 things?
Well, and they made you have to watch this to understand the rest. Should they have?
Yeah, should they have? Is it like so? Like, if you watch Guardians, do you need to know what happens in Guardians for when they show up? I mean, to know those characters, yeah. But is anything in that movie affect anything else? Well, yeah, they have the Infinity Stone. I think it is. So it's like just little bits. But I want to talk about all that kind of stuff. I'm also going to be doing everything. So like all the shorts, all the shows, even the shows that aren't technically canon anymore, and eventually things do become canon again, such as I'm going to eventually get to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies after we do Doctor Strange. I feel like I can spoil that movie. That movie's been out for a year now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is very, it was definitely that movie. I was like, okay, this is the Raimi influence here.
Yeah.
It's
but like,
and it's
so eventually we'll do Doctor Strange. There's also like other things that are like now canon, such as like eventually Deadpool will be there. I mean, all the X-Men movies are technically canon. So we'll get to the X-Men movies. It's a long list of things to get to. And those will be starting next month on my channel. But also, I do have an Instagram that's also well-informed, where I do post occasional Transformers content and Lego content.
Yeah. So I will say, it looks good, y'all. But he has trouble staying together.
He
quite a bit.
Little...
Phoenix, did you have that trouble with yours, having him kind of stay pegged in, mainly the back flap here and in the head? I know there's an upgrade for kid for that. I want it to kind of like stay like it needs to stay. I know one of the main complaints was the claws not necessarily staying in where they need to be, but I think that's a really nice, really cool piece of engineering that they actually were able to put that in there. That's really cool, and I don't have that much of an issue with that, to be honest. Like
the chest.
Well,
tabs?
yeah, the chest like staying in. I think it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. I think technically you want it to be maybe like underneath to be a slimmer profile.
And I've seen,
but I don't.
There's a certain way when you're transforming it to do like you do that before you do something else.
Yeah,
and it makes it work a little.
But
better.
honestly, I don't mind that. I mean, I don't. He doesn't have to have a slim down. So
to be something that doesn't have it in it, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so he's a beast. So you display him in beast mode 90%. That's like kind of like Will was talking about with like Grimlock or with an Insecticon. You're putting him that way most of the time anyway.
And I think they know that. Because like even in the trailer for the new movie, Optimus Primal, like all of them, actually all the Dinobots, not Dinobots, what was I talking about? All the
Maximals,
all the Maximals are in their animal forms for what, like 95% of the trailer.
Yeah.
Now is that going to be the case in the movie? Who's to say? But like, I think they'll save him transforming and looking like Optimus Prime until later. I think he'll stay in the gorilla mode, and that'll be like the reveal of like, oh, he looks like Optimus Prime. Why does he look like Optimus Prime?
Yeah, it's I mean,
because they're from the future.
That's what I say.
Or the
It's some type of time travel.
Yeah.
Shenanigans going on.
Because
I'm gonna figure this out.
otherwise,
All right.
why would you could just have Beast characters? You wouldn't need them to be specifically those. You know what I'm saying?
So you have not watched all of Beast Wars yet, right?
No, I've seen the
Okay.
one episode that you need to watch, which is the Transmutate episode.
Okay, so you need to watch Beast Wars to understand some more of that, to
Yeah.
get it.
Well, I get I have watched the basics on Beast Wars, so I have like a basic. I have a
You
basic.
got a
knowledge. I
little,
have
little,
bit
Chris,
of-
little Chris McFeely
yeah,
action going on there.
Christopher action going on.
Yeah.
So he's helpful for a lot.
Oh yeah, he is. See, you can get some cursory stuff, but there's definitely there's the whole it's the prehistoric Earth, and it's
Also, the Ark is here, and there's just.
All right, he's going to go in there, I think, something like that. Nope, that's going to tab me.
So you're
there.
much more bold than I am, because I am definitely a instruction person,
Oh.
even for something I know how to transform.
Dude.
Because, especially nowadays, some of them are not the strongest.
They're not the most intuitive, so yeah.
Well, no, like any of the Cybertron ones, I can feel like I could comfortably throw any of the Cybertron Transformers down the stairs, and they'd be fine. But if like one of the more modern toys fell off the shelf, I'm pretty sure that's breaking to those pieces.
Yeah, it's they engineered stuff good back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, man, when kids were
Obviously-
supposed to play with stuff. Now we collect these things, right? So that's why they can make them.
They're more
Fall apart,
complex
so.
and less structurally sound.
All right, so let's see here. Do I got that right? Nope.
I'm actually looking forward to getting into that secret because I don't have any of the Cybertron secret
You don't have any of that mold?
Nope.
I love that mold. Love it.
Uh,
It's. I mean, it does have its issues, but I love that thing. Like,
But I like the idea of having like just one tech jet who's just this, just like he's dead. So it's like it makes sense why he wouldn't be an Earth mode.
this. So I'm missing a trick somewhere. This has got to do something somehow.
Time to flip around otherwise.
Or, I mean, no, because that's all lined up right. So this is the only thing about not doing stuff with instructions is y'all have to see me fidget through here for a while. Oh, nope, there we go.
I feel
gonna
like
do
that he's
something.
got a
That's gonna do something.
secondary chest, like to cover.
Well, so that's what it does.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Aha! I knew I'd find it eventually. Just takes you got to take your time. So transformation. This guy, he's not too. It ain't that crazy hard, y'all. It's pretty
Just for a leader, like
yeah, for a lack of instructions. I mean, Blitzwing back there definitely is more complex to deal with than trying to deal with Sky. And I see why you keep him in his dragon mode
because that's a cool. You know what?
because to be honest, that makes me want to get him for myself.
Yeah, that's more
Megatron
cool.
can take it or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's good, man.
You have a dragon that also transforms. That's what you get this figure.
I mean, and just having the better articulation in the neck and the tail and stuff, which is what we always wanted on the original one. Which the original had that cool little gimmick where he had this thing at the neck that twisted back and forth, and he turned his head. I always thought that was cool. I love those old gimmicks like that. But like I was telling you earlier, like the original wings, they were like plastic, and the transmetal stuff flakes off and all.
I do kind of
so-
wish this purple would kind of continue to the other ones.
Yeah, kind of
kind
full
of
down.
fade out, and maybe like these two
Yeah.
change it. But it's like I like that at least one of them has
But
something.
you got to admit, I mean, and even there's texturing on the wings, so they did put a lot into this. Again, I still think he's light
He's definitely
for what he is, but there is a ton of. So there's not a ton. I don't think there's a ton of engineering. There's not a ton of
I don't mind.
complexity to this, especially compared to some other things. But with the amount of detailing on him, there's not a lot of paint.
I mean,
but man,
the legs do nothing. The legs stay exactly the same.
yeah, I mean, it's the legs of the legs. That's a beast character though. But man, they do a lot. I mean, he does have a lot of panel lines, a lot of little things on him. Here's 1, 2, 3, at least 3 kinds of material, maybe 4 different kinds of material used on him. We got some rotators here. I can respect that his dragon wrist rotate. I mean,
You tell me we
his
can get
robot
dragon.
wrist.
We can get dragon wrist rotation.
We
but
can
not
get
wrist rotation.
that's as small as Starscream. That's as small as Armada Starscream. That's all I'm gonna say. It can be done. They just showed that it can be done, y'all. So they need to
On a liter budget.
Get on your game, bro.
They're gonna-
Well, so again, they're going to repaint that Starscream about 14 different times. There's the money is going to be there for them to do it, but
Which is that is a major issue. I think it's like if you have a mold that you know you're gonna reuse, there's no excuse to like this one. They've already released this once. They'll probably release it at least one more time. Let that hinge open. You put the money in up front because you know you're gonna make money.
you're going to use it,
You're gonna use it. You're gonna get away with not having to do a full budget by just replacing the head on it.
or they're going to do a more tune accurate and release like a 3-pack of it, and then that's where that'll come in.
Yeah.
For the little Diaclone or whatever, I can't remember the series those came from that.
Or they'll just buy out a third party vendor.
So this, yeah, man, yeah, that's good. That's
That's what you want.
that's some good stuff there. Yeah, I'm definitely yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. Man, like that looks good.
I feel like you can also repaint this several ways, and it's gonna look cool no matter.
Well,
what
they're going to paint them blue and make them cryotech. They're not going to waste all this on
Which
something.
you can also paint him blue and technically make him Cybertron
the
the Frost version. Actually, you could also
that's cryotech.
You could
Yeah, that's good.
You slap on 2 extra heads right here, and he's Cybertron. Scourge.
Man, that's really cool. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm going to have to get this back to my buddy.
Reluctantly.
but it's good. So I guess if I see him out in the wild, I'll pick him up. Probably wait for a sale. These leaders always hit some kind of a sale. Popping up over here. So, all right.
Maybe a D&D
crossover?
That would be great. That would be actually really good. And they do have the licensing for that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's D&D is Hasbro's company now.
Yeah,
I
which
mean,
is why
they
they're.
bought
Have
that
you
and
seen
all,
the Transforming D?
Yeah, the D20s. I have seen those. Those are pretty
I
cool.
don't want those.
Those are
Every
pretty
time I
neat.
go to
would like
Walmart, I
say.
look at them and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I try to stay away from random things now because I've sold off a lot of my old collection, which is just a lot of random things that I just like. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna buy that. So.
You've seen the pictures of my collection. In my collection, there's a lot of random things.
Yeah. Well, we're just going to give him that mace because he's the one who needs to have it.
Oh yeah, he's the new definitive.
He is a little loose. I want to say.
Now this guy, this big guy right here. Did you have the Siege?
I have not.
So you've not touched this?
Not touched that. Yeah.
That thing is nice. Ooh,
There we go.
Yeah.
All good.
I really enjoyed it, and you know what? I haven't even transformed it. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
I transformed because you got to do a little bit out of the box to
Yeah.
get him together, but I haven't even turned him into a city, and I don't care.
Yeah.
He probably will never get turned into a city.
Well, I mean,
because that's why I think that the Arc, the Nemesis, and Cybertron Metroplex are the best because they turn into things
yeah.
and not abstract ideas.
Yeah.
Because he turns into an idea.
Yeah.
He is a city, quote. Like original Metroplex is a city.
Yeah.
It's just no, it makes no sense for him to be a city, even for Micromasters.
Yeah.
It's way too small. But the Arc is too small. The Nemesis is too small. But Cybertron Metroplex is the scale he should be.
Yeah.
He is the scale he should be to Optimus and everybody else. So it's that's the first Titan that is
Actually makes sense.
that
for
actually
what it
makes
is,
sense.
so.
That's because if you wanted to have real scale, and I know that's a big thing for a lot of people is how
Yeah.
things scale. Well, then no leader class besides Cybertron Metroplex scales to anything. But
all right, well, let's check our. So we're at an hour 40 here. All right, so we got a comment. So it comes from city, not ideal for shelf space.
exactly.
Yeah.
He spreads out, and you know what? As a kid, I probably think that'd be really cool to have my mini cons
Mhm.
and everything else. But at the same time, it's much cooler just to have a big robot, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just a big robot to crash everything
if,
with.
if we were in the age of still playing with things,
Yeah.
that's different. But now, I don't get out and pew my stuff together.
Yeah.
I transform stuff a lot. I work from home. I fidget with things constantly. So, but the base modes and stuff,
I don't get excited about it.
I can respect that they did that with Minosaur up there. But I put him in base mode one time and just put the Stunticons around him just to have him around because I have my Magic Square Minosaur up there and he looks great. So I was like, well, I don't need 2 Minosaurs standing on my shelf. But then it's just it just kind of makes a bunch of junk on your shelf. Have you ever seen the Magic Square Minosaur?
No, not until this.
Yeah,
But he looks really
I'm
nice.
gonna pop that down here real fast.
He looks fantastic.
Oh, he's nice.
Now, obviously, I think I am. I still like the scale that modern figures are at,
Yeah.
and I think that, but I can respect 100%.
Yeah.
This scale. If you are limited on space but not on budget.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that in a second. So this guys, this is like very nice. There are some fiddly parts. The arms peg in well. The cars on the arms peg in well. The ones on the back don't hold as well, but you can.
I don't know if I love how they look.
Yeah.
I get why they look like that because there's like 7 or 8 ways that Minosaur actually looks.
And they factor that into this figure. You can reconfigure them just to have the arms hanging off the shelf. These can go around to the front.
Yeah.
He actually has the full the actually toy accurate head and neck or head and chest plates you can put on him and skirts and all this kind of stuff. Now Motor Master just kind of like plops in the back here.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
It just kind of like sticks in like that. It's good. I will say it is a little. There's some fiddly bits and paint. What is that? This was the Magic Square Minosaur. They released him in parts, and they re-released him as a full set, and that's when I got him. And he's gone now.
Deluxe for scale.
Yeah, and there's like a deluxe for scale.
So he's like the size of he's about the size of Megs.
Well, and then here's like New Age Grimlock.
So like that, scale, that scale like that
with him
slightly larger than core class scale.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. So this guy I got him from Shozy for $189. Okay, so in a vacuum, you look, it's like, man, he's at Legend scale, it's $200 or whatever. But then you start adding up how much you're going to pay for that Hasbro one, and
also
you're paying
$200.
$90 Minosaur, for Motor Master. Then you're doing $25 per deluxe, right? So that's $200. I mean, and so this compared to this. So what looks better is the thing. You know,
if you think like this obviously looks better. Now I'm gonna still go with this just because I like this scale. Now, if you could do this exact thing in this scale, then yeah, I'd be all over it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some KO will make an oversized.
Oh yeah,
maybe they have. And actually, he's not that much smaller.
No, he's not that much smaller.
Think about it. Also, if you haven't seen this is my solution to the Minosaur tower thing. This thing is dumb. I just put it on his back, and this is a short I made on YouTube a long time ago. One of my first things I did.
They just kind of hide away.
Well, yeah, it hides away. It just gives them wings. Gives them a backpack.
Yeah.
So it stores it. So
the Dinobot solution.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying, like third party, man. And the gun, and dude, here's the thing that's crazy. Like these are like full on, like every finger is articulated on this. The thumb is fully ball jointed. I think you're not seeing that.
No, I will
articulated down. All these fingers are articulated, just like a masterpiece would be. Like it's pretty. It's there. The engineering is insane, and the pricing isn't that much off. Not bad. It depends on what look you're going for.
What becomes the main body for that? Is it his trailer also?
Oh,
or is it like its own thing?
So the trailer actually makes this.
Okay.
Like you fold his trailer up,
it's the same concept.
It's the same concept. Yeah. It's the same. I mean, that's where Hasbro got the idea.
Yeah.
But the trailer is more to scale. It is longer. It is more functional. The way like this, it's pretty crazy because parts of this trailer come apart to plug in. This whole thing folds into a trailer. And I will not transform it on the live stream because it took me an hour to do it the first time I did it, and will probably take me longer.
That is the bad thing about third party.
That is the thing.
Some of them are really complex, like are even just really big. Like the Devastator, I've taken him apart. I got him as Devastator. I took him apart, transformed everybody into their vehicles, transformed them back into robots, had them on the shelf for a bit, put him back as Devastator, put the upgrade kits in, and transforming him just from robots to vehicles back into robots. I mean, each one's going to take you 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And for 6 vehicles, and then to get them all to combine, that's an hour at least, if not an hour and a half.
Yeah, you got to be committed.
You got to be committed. You got to have the time. You got to have time set aside. They're not just something you can one step change.
Yeah.
Like the finger puppet, like the finger puppet Megatron.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like these guys. These
Yeah,
are
yeah.
pretty easy.
You can. Besides Minosaur, you can transform all of these in like
This back on
3
ship, yeah.
or 4 minutes.
He looks good, but he is definitely complex. But depends on what you're going for.
I still don't think this is bad though. I know a lot of people don't like this.
Oh no.
And they don't like that the trailer is the bulk of him. But I don't understand. I don't know what you would expect them to do to make that different. Like, what would you want them to do?
Figure that out later. Well, yeah, it's. I mean, no, but no,
People
by
just
no
want-
means.
You want to complain about people just complain about complaining because it's like
Because that's what you can do, right?
yeah, because it's never exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that is the main thing is like some of the third party, they're gonna look 100 times that Minotaur looks 100 times better than that, but the engineering is obviously gonna be better on the other ones. But that also means that it's more complex.
It's a job.
It's a job. It can be a full-time job. If you watch any of like Ingo's videos on some third-party figures,
Like an hour long.
they're like an hour long. Like
Well, I
just-
don't sometimes.
yeah, sometimes you're like, you know what? Simple is okay. And that's why I like the Cybertron figures. They're simple. I can get a Cybertron figure and I've never picked up and I can transform it. But some of these modern figures, I'm like, I'll get lost.
All right.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go from here? Are you going to save those?
Let's see. I think we're gonna save those. We're bumping up against 2 hours here, unless our friend Phoenix here has anything else, any other thoughts or anything else they want to say. We only had you in the stream. Stick with us, buddy. I think we got to rambling too much earlier. So, but we'll refine the process and kind of keep it going. I like having you all in here to chat and stuff though, to hear some thoughts. And yeah, like I was kind of surprised by the Megatron. The dragon modes, I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Because that's something I would never pick up.
Yeah.
That I would never look to pick up. But just seeing it in person, it's like, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would have to stay. He'd have to stay in dragon mode. Like, you can't. Like, the robot mode is good. It's good. But when you can have the dragon, why would you have anything else? And I really look forward to just seeing what crazy color combos they make for him. Because it's like, surely there's an infinite amount of colors you could make him. The wings, just the wings and everything else.
Yeah.
Like you said, D&D crossovers, you could. I'm sure there's named dragons in D&D. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, there are. They're all different personalities and stuff. I don't know how far down that rabbit hole they will go. But yeah, it's one of those things that, yeah, they think down the line what they're going to do with all these things. They can't just make that guy once. They can't just make this one dragon, and we're going to get a blue one, but they can't just make him twice. There's going to have to be something else come out of him.
It's like Blitzwing. Blitzwing can just be Blitzwing.
Yeah.
There's not another tank jet.
Yeah, and they've released him 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And so then maybe that's what
Put him
they
in
do.
another wave, and they
Yeah.
may put him in a.
They'll probably
Maybe they bring
do a package refresh or something of him or something like that, because they've got to get their money's worth out of that tooling and out of that engineering they put in, out of the budget they put. They've got also that's probably why he's a little bit thinner filling this mode, because maybe they're not going to repay him. So
Yeah. Which, I mean, you know what? They went all out on the paint on this one. Anyway, all the purple highlights and the eyes and the teeth. Also, the teeth picked out.
yeah, and he's got good, his teeth are painted and eyes painted. I mean,
He's
looks
got all
good.
of his teeth, unlike Grimlock.
Yeah, that baffles me still. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. But yeah, well, I guess we'll leave it with you. Continue doing your chores. I hope they're not too labor intensive, or sometimes it is fun to do work. I like doing work at least. I like doing like outside work, like cutting down trees and stuff. Like, give me a chainsaw. It's fun. We're like, no, Will's like, no, I don't do that, man. I love running a chainsaw.
Absolutely.
You want a tree cut? You let me know. I'll come, and maybe I won't make it fall on your house, but we'll cut it up good. So, but yeah, thank you guys for hanging out and watching. Thank you for coming. Thank you for getting lost on the way here.
Yeah, no, I was a little late to stream. I know where it's at now.
You know where it's at
I can be
now.
on time
So,
next time.
yeah, hey, it's cool having someone to throw to and ramble back and forth with. and y'all be on the lookout for his channel. Coming in like a month or so.
It's well informed.
I'm interested. I'm interested in that because I have some thoughts I could probably spew on that stuff as well.
No, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a long term project that I've been wanting to do.
Yeah. Well, just like this, I would like to put more into this. Time is the only thing. Like I've been supposed to put out a Crash Bar video for a month now, and I haven't done it. So sorry, y'all. It's just things just.
It comes up. It's
things come up live.
You want to make everything better, and everything.
Yeah.
When you try to make things better, it takes longer. More editing, more everything.
Yeah.
But
and then sometimes you get a sinus infection for 2 weeks,
and then you can't
your
record.
brain don't work, and you can't
record,
talk. So, right. What woke up 2 weeks? Woke up 2 weeks ago. Said my first word, and then my voice went to a 10-year-old voice, and that's not how I sound, and y'all know that. So my voice went up like 5 octaves or something, and I freaked out. My wife, she was laughing. I was like, I'm freaking out, man, because my voice. So anyhow, but thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for jumping in here. Stay tuned. We'll do another live stream. We'll open those two guys at some point. Maybe I'll get something else in. I think got a couple things I'm probably gonna try to get from Show Z for us to take a look at again as well. If there's something that you would like to see, if there's something that you want me to try to purchase and talk about, let me know. If you like something here, comment about that. If you don't like something, tell me that even more, because I like to make things better than they were the previous time. It's the only way we grow in life is from constructive criticism and sometimes deconstructive criticism, because hey, that challenged you to be humble and not to get mad and then receive what's being thrown to you as hate. But anyway, again, thank you guys. And last comment, it's more fun to hear Transformers fans' thoughts on the videos that can come out when they are ready. I appreciate it, man. Maybe we'll do more live streams. It's just the timing of it, and I do hope to do this more often. Like I said, as soon as I get something else, get a little stash. I was super blessed again to my buddy Jackson. Give you a big thanks, dude, for giving me those. If you want to see it, he's got the Rovers in prime. He tried to give it to me like 3 times. He said I could bring Unicron if I want. I've got a resource. If y'all want something.
I'm requesting Unicron.
If y'all want to do something, we can bring it.
Unicron.
Unicron is legitimately big as my child that you saw walking here before. It's like, that's a thing. Pretty crazy. So, y'all have a great day, evening, night, whatever time zone you're in. Good luck toy hunting. Thank y'all very much. God bless.